And American pilots trying to shoot down these planes encountered the exact same obstacles as they of a German Predator-2 with roughly equivalent to the stall speed of a Messerschmitt Bf-109 or a Focke-Wulf 190. So any pilot trying to line up behind the plane for a clear shot might often find himself falling out of the sky for having blown off too much airspeed in an attempt to shoot down the plane. Also, his rounds might really pass along the way. That's not to say that these planes were not susceptible to damage. In fact, they quite often would ignite, like Roman candles and encountering any kind of an incendiary round. Messerschmitt Bf-109 and the Focke-Wulf 44 was a design actually undertaken by Corton immediately before he joined the Focke-Wulf company as a result of the merging of the earlier Albatross. Noted most effectively on a day like today at Warbirds over the beach. Taxiing short now and returning to the ramp is the Focke-Wulf 44, piloted by Mr. Nelson Esky, at the same time as Mr. Boom Powell, taking a long road home with our Polycarp PO2, again that lights on the radio engine, chugging away as she concludes her flight today with big biplane wings carrying so much lift to tail and just beginning to drop to the ground. Followed by, here comes our Italian Tiger. Again, don't forget to take a look at the vertical stabilizer and chipmunk now. Follow closely. Have control with our TV Wi-Fi there. Bob Cope of National Security, and Mr. Bob Hill, also of National. They come a long way on their each and every year demonstration of our TV Wi-Fi today. And let's give that alphabet too. Control bar, Y for the consolidated company, 5A, this model is A for amphibious. Believe it or not, this plane, the majority of the is a straight seaplane with no undercarriage or damage. Aircraft landing here, you see great effect today. You can also hear the French radio engine ticking over, getting ready to launch at TY Skyline. Left, next, and wing, and you can see as well, wingtip looking a little bit more bulbous because they are actually the close to outriggers that would have been deployed for water landing. Avenger and the BBY-5A were used in the Battle of Midway. BBY-5A to great effect. The Avenger, not so much so. It was the plane's combat debut. There were 6 TBM Avengers available at the time of the Battle of Midway. And also for search and rescue operations as well as anti-submarine warfare. PBYs were vital to the success of the operation at the Battle of Midway. In fact, they ranged upwards of 700 miles from their home base on the island, providing advanced warning of the approach. Douglas AD-4 Scott. Of the Sky Raider, although coming now, torpedo bomber of the Battle of Midway, the TBM Avenger. Engine-powered aircraft, the Douglas SPD Dauntless. Dauntless is known for having destroyed more Japanese shipping than any other
a modified Avenger that had 8 people on it. It looks like they're breaking off now, getting set up for the landings, but this is a mixed bag. This isn't everybody's going to land like we did with the trainers. Some of them are going to repart and then come back in for other parts of the show as we come up and go along through it. There she is. Another thing that gets frequently out, that the Catalina never really had a nickname. You'll hear her refer to mission. It was a mission call sign. And any of the air-sea rescue airplanes using their radar would find them and sink the Japanese ships.
And they were painted mostly black as well for concealment and known as the Black Cats. It should also be noted that a number of Catalinas were also built under license in Canada. You may sometimes hear them referred to as Cansos. Those would have been flown by the Royal Canadian Air Force. However, they still refer to the Navy versions of these aircraft as Catalinas. I can see forming up now a flight of 3, which should include our Dauntless, Avenger,
Airport on the Outer Banks when they were getting ready to go. Okay, here goes this beautiful formation of 4 coming over, being led by the Avenger, which did fly over the Washington. Remember, all those airplanes flew in Washington.
A beautiful formation flight with our Corsair, Wildcat, Avenger, and SPD Dauntless. The Dauntless was a plane also...
Why it doesn't really land, it's sort of flights. The other hand was taken off, the other hand they had
and they're all designed by Grumman. It's a distinctive element of Grumman design with their wing folding mechanism for 70 years.
The Corsair is rolling out very nicely. You can see that the tail wheel looks like it's kind of long and stocky. That's one of the things that Jonathan was talking about. The first tail wheel was much shorter.
And installed on his mausoleum.
There are several ways sometimes for Warbirds to be created, if you will. You can notice there is a resemblance between the K-36 North American and the North American Section 8 SNJs you have lined up in front of you. What happened in this particular case, it started out as a 2-seater, but they modified the canopy in such a way that it looks like the B-64, and they hung a bigger engine on it in doing that.
Taking off now, B-25J Mitchell, Wild Cargo at the Military Aviation Museum. Nearly 10,000 ships, most of them as medium bombers. Taking off now, the finest American pursuit aircraft of the war, the P-51 Mustang. Johnny Muzz has the controls of our P-40 Kitty Hawk today.
We all call him Pappy. He arrived with the nickname already. And he was enthusiastic. Enthusiastic started doing it up to the point where left the National was 502 with the green striper on the nose. It's been years since the Jesus. Anyway, the bangs you heard, of course, was the 88mm flak cannon. Very common use in Germany all the way through. It was designed as a flak cannon. Most people don't know that flak is actually we have no problem with that type of thing. Supposedly, the market
Boeing B-17. These airplanes would match the formation with well over 1,000 aircraft.